bear and things like that.
Oh, the coyote's the big one. Anyway, I want to give you this picture of Zorthian there.
Oh,
Of
okay.
your dad.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Thank you very much. That's great. I'm gonna hang it up. I got some wall space for it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All right, thank you.
Do you mind if we look around at your place?
No, you're more than welcome to explore this.
This is a place that inspired me to be the artist I am. I would come here when I was real young, and I would come see his dad. So I remember those days. Is that right, buddy? Yeah.
You know what? I got to get ready. I'm got a deadline today.
We're going to take a walk and look at your place.
Okay. All right, Winston. It's good to see you.
Always.
Thank you. You
All
guys
right,
are all,
Thank
well,
you
always
very
welcome.
much.
I'll let them know you're going to the top, right?
Okay, yeah.
I'll
we're
let
going
them
up
know
there.
you're coming.
Thank you very much, Al.
What's the horse's name?
You guys want to go? I think you guys should go.
You do?
Yeah, let's do it.
Winston King, artist at the Zorthian Ranch.
They said that they got someone else. You'd be in here if you guys can't see you. They haven't brought food yet.
With the lighting of this fire, we awaken the Zorthian in all of us. With the lighting of this fire, we awaken a new Zorthian ranch.
Filming you. If you want to say anything.
Hi, I'm Caroline. This is my trailer.
And tell us everything about tonight, Caroline.
Well, tonight is a celebration of, it's the anniversary of the ex Primaveras grown by my grandpa. And it's been 10 years since the last Primavera. And that's because he passed away 10 years ago in 2004, I guess.
Oh, hi. How you doing? Hey, oh, yeah, I remember you now. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Nice to see you. Okay. All right. Okay, cool.
But we didn't make a tour,
All right. Well, you've already been here. You did your own thing. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's the elephant room. He built that out of concrete back in the 50s. This was built legally. Yeah, like here, we call it the elephant room because there's a kind of a mess in here.
Are you going to talk about the painting?
No, not now, because then I'd have to, there's a painting in there that he did when he was getting divorced. So it was, it's too hard to open it up, but it was, as a condition of the divorce, he couldn't show that painting to anyone. So it was sealed in this crate till Betty Williams, his ex-wife, passed away. And then we could take it out and look at it. And what's that? No, this painting is in there. I can't get it out right now.
What's it look like?
Huh?
What is it?
You can see it online. But we finally, no one had seen it for like 60 years or something, and then when Brian, my dad had told Brian that it was in there. I didn't even know it was in there. And then Brian said, "Oh yeah, well Betty Wood, we could open it up." So we decided to have an unveiling in this gallery in Glendale,
Wow.
and so that's what we. Oh hey, how's it going?
All right, how you doing, Al?
Yeah.
Nice to see you. I just wanted to get
Okay.
you while you're in action.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Can you give me a brief description of what the...
Well, see, the thing is, it depicted Betty Williams' mother in a rather unflattering way. Because as I said, you know, an artist can process their anger through art, and that's what he was doing. He was really upset about the divorce. He didn't want to get divorced. She wanted a divorce.
Okay.
She had gotten, you know, if you were, I don't know if you've ever, there was a. Down on Orange Grove in Pasadena, in those days, there was a guy named Jack Parsons who lived in a mansion, and with him lived a guy named L. Ron Hubbard. And Jack Parsons was this occultist weirdo, you know, and he was also the guy that started JPL somehow. I don't understand, you know. He was a scientist.
And L. Ron Hubbard invented Scientology.
Right, so they started, well, he started something called Dianetics, which later became science. But Betty Williams, my dad's father passed away in Syria, and so my dad had to go to Syria to deal with that, and so he's gone for 6 months. And while he was gone, Betty Williams got involved with Dianetics, and she knew L. Ron Hubbard, but somehow through Dianetics, I have a vague idea. I don't want to sound like I know exactly what happened, but she decided she wanted a divorce because well, you know, and my dad was a pretty, you know, he was an oppressive Armenian husband like that. When my dad came back, she said, yeah, I want a divorce, and she was very adamant, and so he had to get divorced. That's it. Yeah, there you go.
Well done.
Yeah, that's part of it.
May I look at
So,
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, amazing, amazing. And it's in this box. That's amazing.
it's in there. I'm sorry, we just keep it in there and keep it protected.
Right,
I have to
right.
get a hammer to undo it.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and that's what it
It's
says.
amazing.
You could have been
So
fired.
that's him with the elephant there. The
That's
elephant's
the one
up there
with the
right
ring,
now.
yeah.
Hello, buddy.
Oh, but he said L. Ron Hubbard actually came up here and met with him, and L. Ron Hubbard said, oh, you saw the painting, said, oh, you saved yourself thousands of dollars in psychiatric fees. So and L. Ron Hubbard was famously opposed to psychiatry. This llama will spit if it's pissed off. It's never spit on a person, but it spit on my dog when my dog barked at it. So I've never seen it spit till it barks. He knows the donkey.
Poor donkey.
No, the donkey is not a poor donkey. The donkey's a big jerk. He met Charlie Parker. I think he must have gone to some of those parties with Jack Parsons. I don't think he knew who he was, but then Charlie Parker was involved in all that, and he met him one night. And they came up here, and he went swimming. He had a good time. He said, well, look, I've had such a good time, I'll play a gig up here for you. And so my dad said, my dad wasn't going to let him off the hook, so he made him play the gig, and he played it. They played it up there in the studio. So, and you'll see the LA Weekly did a story on it. It's called the wildest party in LA history. That was how the LA Weekly billed that party that happened that night. You can check it out. Just look that up in the LA Weekly. The wildest party in the history of Los Angeles. You can see it.
LA Weekly.
LA Weekly.
Got it.
I read the account.
And I believe it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, by all accounts,
one will
it's
ever
true. What's that?
No one will ever tell.
Everyone will tell, one or the other.
Frankly,
Exactly.
I would have loved to have been there. That would have been amazing.
Well, I think my sister remembered it. She said she remembered everybody's legs and stuff like that. She was a little kid. So. And we called it the elephant room because there was the elephant. I don't know what initially prompted him to do this, but he built this back in the 50s, and it was an assemblage elephant. So he made it. It was pretty revolutionary for the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Right.
It seems logical,
Mm-hmm.
although it isn't.
No, that's the studio right there. Yeah, nobody was allowed in there. It's the Airbnb. We flipped it out. That's the studio.
Hey, is that where he did his art?
Huh?
Where did he do his art at?
Right there in this studio.
Because when I was young, I would call his name. He would always come from the back.
Yeah,
And it was always people in the house,
right.
women, but here comes Zorthian. He comes back. I guess he did all the art here, huh?
Yeah, right. No, in there. In
Which
there.
one? Over here?
In there.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's open, if we can go in or not. Let me see.
It's like he says the Airbnb.
Oh, okay. So this was Zorthian did his art. This is his little safety zone. Interesting. Interesting. It's got a modern look, so that inspired him to do this art here. Very, very interesting. Now I understand why he did art. This is his little comfort zone. Amazing. This is where he did his art, huh?
Look at
This is amazing, man. Wow.
the magic squeeze.
We once had a few houses in our house and was out in the tree and the guy, came, took the queen and took them all away. He said, well, I can take them today, but another storm could come tomorrow.
A lot of kids live there. The Zorthian
I
Ranch.
mean, literally, like if you've had it with the world and you want to be really close to the city, this is the place.
Oh, I agree. I mean, this is some of the most valuable
This
land.
if I could, like, I would,
In the
of
world.
course, I would build a really fabulous container home up here with like 5 different containers,
Yeah.
and I would make it into like an architectural home in the wilderness. Oh, and I wouldn't care because it's going to be, there's a fiery furnace. Not bad, right?
I would use the word ridiculous.
I know.
But
I know.
Zorthian looked really interesting. If you look him up on
Yeah.
Wikipedia,
I saw
he looked really like such an eclectic guy, and also like highly educated and
like a modern Casanova.
Well, no, he looked really run down. He looked like a hobo.
But
He did. He looked like a homeless
that's like
person.
modern,
And
new age.
Ask Winston. This is what Winston, when he first met him, he was like, "Who is that homeless-looking guy?" And they were like, "Oh, he's the richest man in Altadena." But he just
That
didn't
homeless
care. That's what they all used to call him because he was like a hobo. Hair all in disarray, crazy clothes.
That's
Hi
awesome.
guys. Hi. I know. Oh, that's a cool stage. Now look at that for a shot.
Oh yeah, that is
How
so
cool is
cool.
that? Right?
That's a cool stage.
Look at that.
Wow, the way they did the boxes.
I know.
Oh, how you doing, buddy?
You know what? I'll go
Fam.
down there.
What's up, fam?
to worry about me. I don't eat people like you. Mail to you too. I don't have. Maybe they want food.
Maybe they smell the samosas.
Oh God, well, they eat everything too. Goats and sheep, everything. It's so really.
Hello. How you guys doing? Is everything all right here? Is that your little baby right there? It's a cutie you got there. You know that? That's a cute little baby you got. I love you, baby.
You know, when you get older, you just kind of like vertigo a little bit. Crazy, right?
That's what I'm saying. Just like this land is,
It's golden.
it's yeah, it's gold.
I love this place. Boy, am I glad I came.
Same here.
I feel so peaceful now. I needed to be here today.
We at the Zorthian Ranch. Good energy. People join together.
There's another Hannah over here. Okay. I'm gonna do a cappella to start. Short little guy.
So you give him the hint.
So
Welcome to Raw.
right now we're interviewing Winston King, the artist. Right now we're interviewing Winston King, the artist, and we're just gonna step into his world just for a little bit. So Winston, let's jump right into it.
Okay.
Your place looks so cool. Like that's one of the first things I noticed when I first came here, and it's just got everything from art to sculptures to a lot of culture. Like what made this atmosphere come together? Like what inspired this?
What inspired me? There was an artist called Zorthian, and he lived in Altadena, and he was an artist, and he inspired me to be the artist I am, and the people that I surround myself with inspired me to be the artist I am.
So how did this place come about? Like, are these art pieces from years ago? I see that you have a lot of collector items too.
A lot of them come from years ago, but a lot of them come because I'm an art collector. And the reason why I started art, what made me take an interest, is when I was very young. I was sick a lot. I had ulcers, and they didn't know what ulcers was at the time, so they would send me home, and I had to go with my mother. She worked for a lot of wealthy people, Bishop Lloyd of Pasadena, and I would do work with her, and I would go to these big mansions, and I would walk around in the living room, and I would see all these antiques, and I fell in love with them, and it caught my eye, and I started paying attention to antiques, and that way I knew the difference of something that was real antique and something that wasn't, and I always wanted to live that way, so I surrounded myself with that world. Sometimes I turn down dates just to do art. I get so involved.
So tell me what it was like growing up as an artist.
Growing up as an
In your
artist,
youth, in your younger years, what was it like growing up as an artist? Like, what was the scene like for artists
when
here
you
in
grow
America?
up to be an artist, you don't realize you're an artist. You just do it because you like doing it. But when I see someone that have art that interests me, I would look at it and wish I could be that artist when I was growing up. And most of the art that caught my attention was art that was out the box, weird art.
Leave it off what we got. So I know that you said that you created art while you were depressed. I know a lot of people would, when they're depressed, usually they're just gonna lay back, eat some snacks, be unproductive, just soak in their sadness. So I find it interesting that you use that time period to create. Like, what was that like for you? Bring me into that moment.
The first piece I did is, it was called Stay in Your Own Lane. And it was a piece of art that I painted. And it had different lanes. Leads you into either tragedy. One lane leads you to a church, and there was problems there. And then one lane leads you to a place that had good energy, and that was the right place to be. So I painted that painting because I was angry at the time, and I was very negative. And my friend asked me, she says, "You're so negative, you need to go to the Buddhist temple and chant." And I was praying at the time, so I decided to go one time, and I went, chanted, and then I went the second time, and I started getting more information about Buddhism. So I started learning that it was a way of life, and I started focusing on doing art. And I took all that negativity and I started doing art, and it caused me to look at life in a positive way. Because art is therapy. artist therapy. And I couldn't afford a psychiatrist or someone to talk to. So I started doing art. And it took me in a place that I never exist. And it takes me all over the world. So if you see all these pieces here, I've been all over. When I do art, China, Russia.
I got a rodeo rider woman, babe. The Lord, she done bucked me out the bed all up. Yes, I got a rodeo rider woman, yeah. Oh, babe. She done got crazy and bumped me out the bed. Has that ever happened to you? Somebody say yeah. Damn, a bunch of girls just yelled. She done shot me through the air. Oh, babe. Up against that wall, that's how I got the bump up on the side of my head. Oh, yeah.
My fellow citizens, I stand here today humbled by the task before us, grateful for the trust you've bestowed.
There is something to be said about where we are tonight and float away with me. Hey, and when the day comes, you will feel alright.
Hey, the day came early, I'm wide awake. They said that it would come, it would fall in place. And I can see by that look on your face that you can feel it too. Come on, we on our way. I can feel it in the air, the guiding light. They said to stay persistent. Yeah, I'm the type, I still got love and the will to choose. Forever together, we will not lose. But if you believe the morning news, they trying to say the day came with some brand new blues. Too bad they never knew that we found the clues attached to